can build stuff with it as well. Even if you don't know to write code, that's absolutely fine. And the first tool that you're going to use today to build some stuff is actually something that everyone has probably access to, and that is ChatGPT. And yes, inside of ChatGPT, you have ways and options for you to build apps or bots using it, and you can do that, right? And the way you can do that is if you go to the sidebar, this is hidden setting that not many people know of, and it's called as GPTs. You can see this GPTs in the right corner, and there is always an option called as Explore GPTs. When you tap on this, right, a new UI kind of opens up. And you know what this is? This, my friends, is called as the GPT Marketplace. What is a GPT Marketplace? Well, GPT Marketplace are apps that are built on top of ChatGPT. These are apps that are built on top of ChatGPT by people like you and me. So anyone in the world can literally build an app on top of ChatGPT, and lakhs of people have ended up building one, and that is what you see here as the GPT Marketplace. And the crazy part is that you can also build the app that you want, and you can publish it here for millions of people to use it. Okay? Now, how do I use this? There are literally lakhs of apps, guys. Literally lakhs of apps right here. How do you go about using these? Well, I'll tell you, if you have the time, what I will recommend you is for you to go explore these. There's writing, there's productivity, there's research, education and stuff like that. But the way I use it is every time I'm feeling like very lazy to write a prompt or whatever, I'm sure someone has built an app for that. Let's say I want to write an email and I'm too lazy to write in the magic prompt formula. So what do? I come to the search GPT and I will just say email. What is the keyword that I want? Whatever app that I want, I'll just type it and search for it. And I hope there will be an app for something like that. And guess what? Every time I've looked up for a keyword like this, I've always found something. For example, when I look for email, here comes a bunch of apps which are designed for you to write emails. So you can see this email and mail writer. I can tap on this and you can see this email and mail writer. There's a nice little logo, whatnot. The conversation starters is rated 4.4 out of 5. There are a million people who have used it. So that's very good as well. So I can simply click on Start Chat. When I click on Start Chat, you can see we have brought this UI. This UI what are those subtle differences I'm talking about? You can see there's again a logo, there is a name. Here instead of the model picture, there is email and mail writer, and there's a description, and there are some starting points. So let's say I want to write an email, and let's see how good this tool is. So instead of explicitly saying write an email, for me to test this tool, let's see if it's able to come up with emails or not. I'm just going to explain what I want, and let us see if it's able to understand that I need an email and it's able to write an email. I'm not going to explicitly mention write an email here. So what I'm going to do, because it's an email and a mail writer tool, I'm going to come here. Hey, you know what? I am looking for a lead on, Tuesday and Wednesday of the coming week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, because my brain is buzzing with ideas. Because I spent the last weekend learning AI from Outskill, and I just have way too many ideas. So I was hoping that I could get a break on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But I have a very tough manager, right? So I need to convince him, saying that I have worked very hard over the weekend, learned a bunch of things around AI during the weekend, and I'm hoping to get a break on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, so that I can use that time to kind of reflect, put everything together, so that when I come back to work on Thursday, I'm like a 10x person because of AI. So see if you can get me a lead. So there you go. I just explained what I want. I just said I'm looking for a lead. Nowhere did I mention write an email. But for people who are wondering how did I just type this out by just speaking, I use a tool called as Whisperflow. I think we spoke about that tool in the first session. I'm hoping it's a very powerful tool. I just use text to voice to text for this. And here it comes. The whole text is right here. I'll just click on the send. You can see nowhere did I mention write an email. I just explained what I want, and here comes the email. Here comes the email automatically. Nowhere did I mention write an email, but because it's an email and a mail writer tool, it was able to craft the whole thing that I just put into an email. Are you able to understand the power of a GPT? Drop in a heart. These are micro apps that are built for specific tasks that is powered with ChatGPT in the backend. So it's quite cool, right? Now, Of course, you can play with this email and mail writer tool, and there are a bunch of other apps that you can play with as well. But the real magic actually kicks in when you can create your own. So how do you create your own? Well, you can see this nice little create button right here. So by tapping on that, we can start creating our own. But before I get to that, I want to give you guys a heads up. While when I spoke with the OpenAI team last, they're going to make this feature even available for free because luckily we have very interesting positions where we have an opportunity to talk and work with OpenAI, Claude, Gemini and all those things. Last time I was meeting some product person, I asked, why don't you guys make GPTs free? And they did say that they're planning to make it free very, very soon. But as of today, it is not free. You need a paid account to be able to use GPTs, right? But don't worry, I'm going to teach you how to do this with a paid ChatGPT account first. And then, because I know a lot of you people might not have a paid ChatGPT account, I'm also going to teach you a way where you can do this for free. But before I get to the free one, you need to learn how to do it here. Or else it'll be very hard for you to understand what's happening. Clear? So that is what we're going to do right now. Okay, I'm going to turn off the reactions and we're going to jump right into this. So I'll simply click on create. And you'll see a new user interface kind of drop. This is a very different kind of user interface that you can see. The one on the left is a creation wizard, where you can talk what you want to, tell AI what you want to build, and it will build for you. And the one on the right, the preview, is a section where you can literally see what it is making. Right? It's like a preview of everything that is being built. The one on the left is this intern of yours, where you can just talk to this intern and it will build the app for you. Let's say I want to build an app which can write amazing tweets on any topic that I give. Right? I just have to give a topic to it and it will end up writing amazing tweets for me. So how do I go about it? Well, I come here. Of course, I use my Whisper Flow again so that I can convert my voice to text. And okay. And I'm going to come here and I'm going to be like, hey, you know what? I'm looking to build an app. I wanted to build an app for you where every time I give a topic, the job of the app is to come up with a tweet, a single tweet, which is so pretty good that will go viral on Twitter. You are this expert you are this expert tweet copywriter. You have written a lot of tweets in the past. Most of your tweets go viral. You are so good that 9 out of 10 tweets that you write on Twitter actually go viral. And I have hired you to write tweets on my behalf. So every time I give you a topic, your job is to use all your knowledge of writing viral tweets because you understand the algorithm so very well and write one single tweet, which if I post on my Twitter will absolutely go viral. That is your job. Oh, I've dropped it. I've dropped my prompt. Guys, if you see this box right here, right, this is the Whisper Flow blocks. Every time I talk to it, it kind of shows up like that. So you can see I'm talking to it. And there you go, you can see this, I've just dropped what I want. It says updating GPT. And you will see how ejectically it works, right? I'm not doing anything. You can see already a bunch of things have showed up on the right side. It's asking me the name, viral tweet generator. I'm going to call it, what about something like X virality engine. Okay? Because I think Twitter is virality engine. Okay. I'm recommending a name. It came up with a name recommendation, you can see. But then I was like, how about something like X virality engine, which is called as X virality engine. And there you go. It has updated the name. It's like, now I'll generate a profile picture for X virality engine. I say, sure. Come up with something minimal and clean. I can recommend how I want it, or I can say or let's just say sure. Right. You'll see it will automatically is generating a profile picture. Last time I checked, it's been a little buggy. The generation of profile picture has been a little buggy. It kind of fails 7 out of 10 times, but it's not so important. It's just for good looks, and I don't think that is so important at this point of time. Because you can upload your own picture as well, but let's see if it's able to put it off. Oh, it was able to put it off. It just came up with this profile picture, and you can see it has updated it here as well. But no, I don't like this. It feels like 1990s. Hey, can you come up with a profile picture which is very minimal? I like the rocket style with a graph, but I want it to be extremely minimal and premium looking. So you can use black as a background and neon green as the main color with line design, and retain the rocket and the graph part, but keep it very minimal. It should feel like some designer at Apple has designed this. There you go. I'm being very particular about my about my design as well. Looks like I missed putting the cursor in place. There you go. So you can see this, guys. I know. You'll be like, Vaibhav, can we just move on? Like, why be so particular about the depth profile picture? But I am one of those people who has that design OCD. So yeah, I want it to look perfect. Anyone else who has this design OCD where you want things to be perfect, no matter what you are doing it for, specifically with design. I am one of those people. Oh, there you go. This looks very cool. How cool is this? I'm gonna say looks good. And we have a X virality engine right here with a nice little profile picture and a description. And all we did, guys, all we had to do, I'm gonna turn off the directions. All we had to do is just talk to AI on the left side, and it has ended up building the tool on the right side. And now it's like, let's refine how it behaves in edge cases. When someone gives a topic, should it always take a strong opinion, sometimes stay neutral or impactful? Which direction you want? I'm going to be like, can I just play with the app and give you feedback after that? I will fine tune it once I see the kind of output it's getting. So I'm like, it's asking me for more recommendations, but I'm of the belief that, hey, like, you know what? Let's just play with the app first. Let's see what it can do. And then we'll probably come back to this, right? It's just simpler that way. So that's what I'm recommending AI to do here. Let's see. It says updating GPT, like you guys can see. And it says done, and look at that. It's like, go for it, give it a shot, give it a try, and it gets done. Alright, so we are right here. I'm going to give it a shot right now. Okay? I'm going to be like, post idea, or I can just write AI will take away many jobs. Okay? That's a topic that I want to write a piece of content on or a tweet on. Let's see what it does. AI won't take your job, but someone using AI 10x better than you will. This isn't about survival. It's about speed, leverage, and who adapts first. I just gave a topic. Here comes the tweet. I can just say one more. Now this is a very powerful app, right? Like I can just keep saying one more, I'll get more. AI isn't replacing humans. It's exposing who was average all along. The gap between good and unfairly good is about to explode. Guys, isn't this such a powerful tweet? It isn't about replacing humans. It's exposing who was average all along. The gap between the good and the unfairly good is about to explode. I really like this one. I can say one more. It says AI won't kill jobs overnight. It will quietly make some people 10x faster and everyone else painfully irrelevant. It's coming up with something incredible. Okay, I really like the direction it's taking, right? Every time I give a topic, it is coming up with, let's say, 4 more. I want to read more, sadly, right? And here comes a bunch of them. Okay, you know what? I have an idea. I really like the kind of tweets it's coming up with. It's hitting the tension very well. But I have some, I have some direction. I have some feedback to give to make it even better. So what we're gonna do is, I like my tweets to be fun. I like my tweets to be relevant to my audience who are majorly from India at this point of time. So I want my tweets optimized for them. So what do? I can just come here and I can give feedback. I'll be like, hey, I just checked out the tweets. They're pretty good actually. I can easily rate them like a good 7 out of 10. But you know what? They're not in my style. What I mean by that is I like my tweets to be punchy and sarcastic. So when people read the tweet, they should get like a smile on their face. That is what I really like doing. So can you make sure that happens? And also, my audiences are from India who are working professionals or entrepreneurs. So you can use references that Indians will relate to. You can absolutely use a couple of words of Hindi here and there, but of course you type it in English so that everybody can understand. Use common or popular analogies if you can. And also, I see you're doing one tweet at once. How about every time I give you a topic, you give me 10 tweets at once instead of one tweet at once? And also, is it possible, it would be great, I'm sure it is possible, but it would be great if you can rate each of the tweets that you're coming up with from a scale of 1 to 10 on the potential of it to go viral, and also give me a one-line reason on why you rated the tweet what you did. You see, I want you to come with 10 tweets, rate them, and also give a reason on why you rated them how much, and give me the whole output in form of a table. And order them in a way the most viral tweet, the tweet that has got the highest score, is on the top. So let's make these changes, please. Guys, did you just see what I did? I gave a shit ton of instructions. I gave a ton of instructions where I said I wanted to be funny, sarcastic, use Bollywood references. I said come up with 10 tweets at once. I also said give it a rating of 1 to 10. I also said explain yourself why you think it goes viral, and look at this. It has baked in all of those things already. It's as simple as that. I just had to tell what I wanted to do and it builds the app accordingly. Now, let's try the same thing. AI will take away many jobs, the same topic, and let's see what changed right now. Look at that, guys. Look at that. If you think this is insane, drop a boom in the chat. One idea, and you have tweet, you have the virality score, and you also have the reason on why it will go viral. How crazy is this? How crazy is this? Look at this. I told Hindi references are fine. Every time tech evolves, we panic. Then we adapt. Then we pretend we always knew. AI bhi same hi hai bhai. So it's using the references of English as well here because we said it to use those references. Right? Funny, I'm seeing a few people spamming the same message over and over again. Could you please take them out of the call? I don't like spammers. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Awesome. Just funny, just kick out everyone who is spamming on the chat. We don't want spammers. We want people who are learners. Perfect. Thank you. Alright. So guys, this is what we ended up building in like 30 minutes. Right? We ended up building an app on anything and everything that we want it can be. Right? Where I could just say that, hey, build me a tweet generator, give it a bunch of feedback, and here it is. The app is ready. Now that we have done this, let's say I like what I've done. I can simply click on this create button and it gives me 3 options. I can save it to only me. That way only I can use it. Anyone with the link. That is, I can share this link with anyone and anyone in the world will be able to use it. And if I set it to GPT store, then just like we were able to access the email tool, right? In the same way, anyone who's looking for an X post generator or an X tweet generator will be able to find it for us as well. For now, I can just save it to only me and we are good to go. Let's give it a second. And it's still saving. There you go. It is done right now. I can simply copy this, come to a new tab, paste it, and there you go. We have the X virality engine by the name of the company and creates 10 punchy viral tweets with ratings. I can give a topic again. Let's say topic is Elon Musk is probably an alien. I'm just making a fun topic. Let's see. And look at that. It just works out of the bloody box. I just give a topic and the tool, without any context, any information, just generates 10 tweets, rates each of them from a scale of 1 to 10 and gives the reason here as well. This is how you go about building an app inside of ChatGPT. How many of you think this is powerful? Drop a heart if you think this is powerful, that you have the ability to build apps like this inside of ChatGPT for you to automate things that you do on an everyday level. Well, if a lot of you people think this is powerful, yes it is. But you know what? I want to take it to the next level. I want to teach you something even more advanced. This is something once people learn, we'll be able to do it anyways. I want all of you people to get an unfair advantage. And the way you can get an unfair advantage is by actually learning how to build even more advanced GPTs. And for you to learn how to build advanced GPTs, something that is very, very important for you to know is for you to understand how things actually work in the backend. What do I mean by backend? So when I'm typing a text, when I just texted everything on the left side, right? How did AI was able to build this incredible app? How was that even working? And that is something that you need to know. And for that, all you have to do is go to the backend. There's something called as configure right here. If I tap on that, you go into the backend of the tool. You can see this, the logo is right here. I can tap on this and upload a photo that I want. Let's say for whatever reason, I want to change the name. X virality, let's say I want to change the machine, engine to machine. There you go. It's done. Let's say this description. I want to add by there you go. It's done, it's added. So this is the backend of the tool. And in the backend of the tool, the most important part of this is the instructions. Now if I open this, there is a very fine prompt right here. Who wrote this prompt? Well, I didn't write the prompt. ChatGPT actually wrote this prompt for us. You see, every time we were talking to ChatGPT here, giving it feedback, it was trying to understand what we were saying. And it was basically converting what we were saying into a prompt. You can see this. The sole purpose is to generate tweets. For every topic, you must generate exactly 10 tweet options. And I said the tweet has to be sharp, designed to make readers smile, relatable to Indian audiences, occasionally include English, use strong hooks and cultural references. This is all feedback that I gave. The GPT should optimize for virality, and again, after generating tweets, it must rate it from 1 to 10, one-line explanation, present everything in clean table, sort the table in highest rated. Guys, isn't this just insane? That we were just talking to AI on one side, and it was able to write this whole prompt for us. As a result, because of the prompt that ChatGPT ended up writing for us, the tool works the way it does. Drop a comment, MS, makes sense in the chat if this is making sense to you. MS in the chat if this is making sense to you. So what am I saying? Everything that we spoke here was converted into a prompt right here, and that is exactly how the AI app is working the way it is. Now that a lot of you people understood this, you know, when I saw this for the first time, that oh, every time I talk to AI, it's just converting that into a prompt. And then I read this prompt. I was like, wait, this prompt is okay. This prompt is probably a 6 out of 10. But I can use the same tooling to build even more advanced GPTs. Now, how will I build advanced GPTs? By using the same tooling. I was like, I can write a better prompt than this. So if I'm able to write a better prompt than what ChatGPT is able to write, then I can actually build an advanced GPT. And that's exactly what I'm going to teach you. The way you can build advanced GPTs is by writing your own prompt. Now, because I'm talking about advanced GPTs, let me give you an example. Okay? Let me give you an example that I use almost on a daily level. This, my friends, give it a second, it's still opening there. This is the Web of Synthetic Style Post LI, which is LinkedIn. It's an internal tool that I've built for my team, which we use to write all the LinkedIn content for my LinkedIn. I have about 500 million followers on my LinkedIn. Most of the content on my LinkedIn is written using this tool. And the crazy part about this tool, the reason what makes it an advanced tool is the fact that this tool doesn't only write content for me on any topic that I give, but actually replicates the style of my writing. So it is so very good that even I can't say if the post was written by me or by AI. It replicates the style of my writing to the T. And that is what you should do. You will be able to do if you learn how to build advanced GPTs. Am I making sense? This tool can't only write LinkedIn content, but can actually write LinkedIn content in exactly my own style. Now, you'll be wondering, how is that happening? Well, let me go to the back end of it and show you the prompt. It has something called as it has something okay. Now, sorry about that. Something ended up playing in the background for me because I hit some button. But no. So here we are. Here we are. This is markdown prompting. guys. It has role, objective, context, instructions, and finally, notes as well. Now, what is this prompt about? Before I get to these hashtags and stars, I want to explain you what role, objective, context, instructions, and notes are. A few of these things could be a slight repeat, considering you have learned the magic prompt formula again, but use this as a time for you to refresh your minds. Okay? What is role? Role is where you define what you want AI to behave like. You see, AI is this super smart thing which understands so many things in the world. It is so very good with so many things, right? But in the role, you define AI that, hey, I don't want you to think like a person who understands everything. I want you to think like a person who is an expert in one thing. And that one thing is a task that I'm trying to do. Let's say I'm trying to build a prompt for AI to be able to, create, how do I put it? To be able to handle customer success for me. Okay, that is the AI that I'm trying to build. So in the role, I'm going to describe AI in form of you are an expert customer success executive. You have worked for top brands like Google, Netflix, Amazon, I don't know, Geo Hotstar, Uber, and a bunch of other consumer brands. You are very, very good with customer success and you have more than 10 years of experience. So the moment I say the role like this, I say you are an expert customer success executive, you have 10 years of experience, and you have worked for companies like Google, Netflix, Microsoft, Uber, then AI starts to think about what does a customer success executive do, what does an expert customer success executive do, how does someone with 10 years of experience behave like, and how do the people who are customer success guys in all these top companies behave like. And it kind of pulls all those thoughts together and wears that hat so that it acts like that person. So defining a role changes the way AI behaves fundamentally. It's very powerful. That is what we say on role. Objective/task is what you want AI to do. In this case, let's say we'll continue the same example. I'll be like, your job is to respond to all the emails that our learners are writing to hire@outskill.com. Your job is to respond to them and solve their problems. That is the objective. That is the task. Simple. Next comes context. Context is something that is very, very important. Context is where you tell AI why what it is doing is important. Let me give you an example. Let's forget about AI as an example. Let's say I've hired a fresher from IT Hub. Okay? And the person joined, he's a very smart kid. He has joined in the first day. And I'm like, hey, I want you to handle customer success for us. The first question, I'm pretty sure the kid who has come from IT Kharagpur is going to be like, Webber, I have studied in IT Kharagpur, I've topped my bachelor's, I'm really good with a bunch of things, and all you want me to do is respond to emails. Can't I do something better? Can you give me something better to do? So the person doesn't understand the power of it. As a result, the kid that I hired is like, why should I do what you're asking me to do? It doesn't make sense. So it's my job as a founder to give this kid the context, explain the kid why what he's doing is important. So here I'll go on to explain, look, it's a very important job. That's exactly why I gave you. You see, your job has a direct correlation to the growth of the company. So if you do your job well, the company will grow faster. Let me explain how. You see, millions of people every single month join outskill programs. And when they join the programs, and if they have a doubt, if they have a problem, if they get stuck somewhere, they write to hire@outskill.com. Your job is to sit on the top of that and make sure every single problem of people is solved. Because if you are solving the problem really well, then the learner goes happy, attends our programs. Our programs are incredibly powerful in any which ways, and the person will like the program. As a result, the person will talk about outskill to a lot of their friends. As a result, more people will join the program. Right? This is what will happen if you do your job well. But for whatever reason, if you don't do your job well, not many people will attend, not many people will talk about our programs. As a result, our business will not grow as fast as it should. So, it is one of the most important jobs that you can do. And that is exactly why I designed it. Because this is not a job where you're replying to emails. This is a job where you're helping the company grow faster. Guys, don't you think if I give this context to anyone on why their job is important, why they're doing what they're doing, they will be able to do their job better. Give me a thumbs up if you agree with it. If I'm able to give them context on why what is important, the person will be able to do their job better. Because it's important. Everybody works for a purpose. The same thing actually works in AI as well. When you tell AI why what it is doing is important, AI will be able to do the job much, much better. And that is where we add context. We tell AI the context. We tell AI what is the importance of what it is doing or what is the task that is assigned. That is context. Next comes instructions. Instructions is very simple. Step 1, open email. Step 2, reply to email. Step 3, find the answer. Whatever instructions you have, you can put them one step at a time, and that is instructions. Quite very straightforward. And finally comes notes. What is notes? Notes is where we kind of quickly summarize things that we are not sure of. So let's say there are a few things on the top that we are not sure of, that we could not capture anywhere in role, objective, context, or instructions. That is what we place in notes, so that all the important information is captured and nothing is getting missed out. It's like a quick summary. That's all notes are. So that is what is role, objective, context, instructions, and notes. Now that you've understood this, now let's get to something that a lot of people might be very curious on. What the hell are these hashtags and stars? Well, the hashtags and stars are actually quite. This is the way we communicate AI what is important and what is not. Now, let me give you an example. Let's say you saw this slide for the first time. Is it fair to assume that you read this line of text or markdown prompting first? Automatically your eyes went to one of these two things. Why did that happen? The reason why your eyes went to one of these two things is purely because your brain is tuned in a way that it understands every time the size of the text is large, you know by default it is important. Well, that is how our brain works. As a result, I was just able to increase the size of the font or make it bold. But with AI, how the hell do I do that? For example, this is a prompt that we wrote, right? Let's say I want this point to be very important and I want this to be bolded. Is there a way to do it? This is a plain text editor. There's no way to bold anything. I cannot right click and make it bold. It's not like a Microsoft Word. Because AI doesn't have control on rich text. AI can only work if it is plain text. So we use our own ways to tell AI what is important. For example, let's say this tweet options is important. I can quickly add 2 stars here. Add 2 stars here. As a result, you know what will happen when I do this? AI will automatically see this line of text between the 2 stars on both the sides as bold. AI will imagine this word to be in bold. It imagines, it will look at it like it is in bold. So this is a coded way to tell AI that this is important. Let's say each tweet must be this column. Let's say this has to be a headline. I don't know how to increase the font of this. So what I can do, if I just add a hashtag in front of it, AI imagines this line to be written in a large font. Let's say if I add 2 hashtags, then AI imagines this line to be a headline or written in large font but smaller than 1 hashtag. So 1 hashtag is the biggest font possible, 2 hashtags is the next big, 3 hashtags is the third big. And whenever I put a word between 2 asterisks or 2 stars, AI imagines that word to be bold. This, my friends, is a way to tell AI what is important and what is not. And that is what exactly is markdown prompting. Let me show you this. So this will give you more clarity. Check this out. This, my friends, is why we use hashtags and stars. When I put 1 hashtag and write anything next to it, till the line kind of breaks, AI imagines that to be a headline 1. When I put 2 hashtags, AI imagines that line to be headline 2. See how it is smaller than headline 1, but still a big text. When I put 3 hashtags, AI imagines that to be headline 3. And when I put it between 2 stars and put a word in between, AI imagines that to be bold. And guys, that is what is markdown prompting. If you think this is insane, drop a mind-blown emoji, the mouth, open mouth emoji. If you think this is insane. This is a secret language on how you talk to AI. You get my point? So you can use these hashtags and stars to kind of talk to AI and tell AI what is important and what is not. And that is how the markdown prompting gets written. And if you see this prompt that I've written, right, for web of system LinkedIn style content, the prompt that you see right here is completely written in markdown prompting. Now that we learned the structure, I know a lot of you people may be like, Weber, how do we go about writing a prompt? Can you teach us? Well, don't worry about it, because I'm going to show you a couple of examples so that even if you could not understand 100% of the prompting structure, as we do the examples, you will be able to get full sense of it on how you can write your own prompts. Give me the next 30 minutes and I guarantee you, if you give me your next 30 minutes with full attention, I will guarantee you that each and every one of you will be able to write extensive prompts like this. Are you guys ready? Let's go in the chat, guys. If you guys are ready, let's go in the chat. All right, perfect. So let's get started. So the example that I want to play with, instead of doing something else, how about, it's been a while since I've edited this prompt. You can see I did this back in Jan 2025. So it's a very old prompt that I've written. How about we update this? How about I show you how I could basically update it? Alright? And that is exactly what we're going to do right now. We're going to write a prompt with which we can rebuild web of Symphony style posts for LinkedIn. And you can also learn in this process how you can create a LinkedIn post writer, email post writer, Twitter writer, any writer that you want, which replicates your own style of writing. Right? And that is what we are going to do right now as an example. And the reason why I picked this example also is that because I truly believe that this use case is actually not an intermediate use case either. This is actually quite an advanced use case. Right? If you're able to understand this really well, you will be able to understand literally anything and everything you want, because for you to be able to write a prompt like this, you need to learn a very important concept, and that is thinking with AI. If you guys are wondering that I wrote this whole prompt all by myself using my hands, that is not true. I got your favorite chat GPT to write the whole prompt for me. Yes, but you know what? It's not that simple. I follow a process of thinking with AI. And that is what I'm going to teach you today, so that you can use the same framework to solve literally any problem you want and build any kind of prompts going forward without you writing a single line. So buckle up and get ready for some madness. So how do I go about writing a prompt like this? First of all, what is the task? The task is that I need to write a prompt which can write LinkedIn content exactly in my own style. So it has to write LinkedIn posts and also has to replicate my style of writing. There are two problems to solve in one. Now, let's solve problem number one. And that is, it has to write like me. Now, if it has to write like me, how would it know how I write my LinkedIn content? It needs to know how I write my LinkedIn content, right? Well, this is how I go about it. Step number one. Let's first write a prompt which will allow us to write viral LinkedIn content. Now I told you, we will get AI to write him. Right? So here is what I will do. Okay? First job is for me to explain AI how I write. And when I think about explaining AI how I write, I can only imagine things like I write in simple English, I write in simple words, I write like I speak and stuff like this, which is very, very vague. AI will not be able to understand anything. As a result, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to give AI, this is problem solving 101 guys. I'm going to tell AI that, hey, you tell me how I write. I'm not going to tell it how I write. I'm going to ask AI to tell me how I write. You'll be like, how will AI know how I write? But you know what? I'm going to give a bunch of content that I have written in the past. I'm going to give it all to AI. And I'll be like, look, this is how I write. Go through it and you tell me how I write. smart. AI will be able to go deep into it, figure out the nuance of it, and will be able to come back to me super extensively. Let me show you the example. I'm going to prompt something like this to start. You are an expert content analyzer. You have done, ghostwriting for a lot of top people on LinkedIn. And the charm of your ghostwriting is that you write like the speaker exactly. What I want you to do today is that I want you to use all the knowledge that you have to basically break down the style of my writing. You see, I want you to give me a content DNA report of my style of writing. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to give 10 posts that I have written in the past. These posts have all gone viral on LinkedIn. So your job is to go through all the 10 posts that I've written in the past, understand how I write my hook, how I write my body, how I write my call to action, the kind of words I use, how I frame my sentences, how I structure my paragraphs, everything about my writing. It should be so bloody deep that even you need to tell me insights even that I don't know about my own writing. And also, like I told you, all the content that I'm going to share with you are pieces that have gone viral in the past. So your job is to also decipher why these posts have gone viral and how do we replicate that going forward. So build me this super extensive content DNA framework or content DNA report based on how I write my content and why I want to make you understand, explain what you want. There you go. I've explained everything that I want and I enter from if you understand, explain to me what right and say to the task. I want to hear everyone right. And just get what it feels for that. The one that you will get up with it that I already want that. My job is not to summarize them, but then you can specifically all this good stuff and end to end someone to this book, which is able to write and get besides that, that it goes, I will go. So instead of telling AI how I write, I'm asking AI to tell me how I write. Of course, if it's not a model, you can decide. In fact, if you have the paid version, you can increase the level of right? I've got a free account, you can just and I can just say, here are the basically, by the way, I copy paste the set of posts. You should copy paste or you can take screenshot of the and you can upload them right here. I do that on my model. And there you go. I sent all the and you can list here. I went to all of them. It is saying 9 out of 10 is this. And when it comes, this means for this. And basically telling you what it is right now. And basically asking me, you just gave me 9 posts to start with. Right? You said you will share 10 posts, but I currently see only 9 posts. I'm going to be like, what the 9 posts? I'm just going to be like, I have only 9 posts. What with the 9 posts also? And give the report and everything. Whether content, AI, going through all your content and it's telling you how I write my content. How insane is this? The big picture, what the writing actually is. My writing style is saying use business commentary written simple, high energy language for mass market professionals. I don't write like a journalist. I don't write like a finance founder. I don't write like a consultant. I write like a smart operator who wants leadership, explains it simply, and frames it boldly enough for people to see what they must have. Or this is my style. My strongest writing strengths, all of them are here. You are extremely good at bold framing. I frame things very boldly. Right? Your hook DNA, how I write my hook, and just categorize all my why my hook works DNA, how I shape my sentence is right here. Your language DNA, how I use my language, the kind of words that I use in this, how beautiful is this? It is inside about your word choice. Common, mostly charged business vocabulary. Your tone DNA, my tone, my CTA DNA, the bilingual triggers. What makes the content feel like this? Guys, how insane is this? Do you think it is possible to be able to write something like this on your own writing? Do you think we can write such a deep report about your own writing? It's absolutely wild. This is the report that we got from AI telling us how to write our thoughts. And I don't even have the patience to read them. Look how long it is. It is still going on. This is what I think AI. I know what I know, but I'm using AI to do the same work for me. Look at the report. That's 24 pointers. How insane is this? Now that I have the whole report, my content data report, I can just go to chat and I can convert this right now. No problem. That is easy as a result. You are an expert prompt engineer, firstly writing prompts in the last 5 years for Gemini, for ChatGPT, for GPT-7. Your job is to write the super extensive prompt for a which is called as the infinite violent force factor. But the difference about this violent force factor is that anytime I give you a topic, you will come up with a different force factor. It's a very high order. But that is not the most important part. This force factor replicates my style of writing. So it writes violent exactly in my own style. And for you to understand my own style, I'm going to give a super extensive content related report. The content related report is captured everything about how I write, what works, why it works, why I don't. Use that whole report to understand my style of writing and convert that into a 8,000-character prompt, which I can use inside of custom so that every time I give a topic, it will be able to give me why the content on that topic. Replicate my style of writing to learn. If you understand, tell me what you understand. Then if you're wondering, I will be sharing more information as well. No worry. You see this? I said I'm going to give you a content report. You have to convert that from prompt, which is yes, understood. What is the handling software prompt here? Even if it's fast or custom or the liquid file. Right? Liquid force, strong file potentials, replicate my style of writing, and I will share the points. What I will do next, the full content here is good. Once you share it, I convert that to custom prompt. So this here comes the content here. Copy this, I'll come here, and I'm going to say, here is the, and I'm going to add one more line. Make sure the prompt that you write is in markdown format. Something like no other. I'm going to share the markdown format from here. You know this markdown format is what's supposed to happen. I'm just going to copy this from here and paste this from here. And then I'm going to share the here. So that one block there you go. You know what this is? Basically the aspect. You know, you're doing that. Look at this. Wherefore, the last one you captured is the but is the keyword that make your writing actually reset. What an underrated model. So here's a much sharper version and here comes and even more extensive. So the moment you said you could have done a big job, I can sit down and I think I can use this kind of thing from these things. And here it comes. It ends up like unwrong or right. And you know what? I'm taking this inspiration from application to the author of these basically government website. You can check it again. It works better. So that's right. You know what? It does work better. It does work harder. So that is a lot of users cannot be wrong. So I listen to that and so then we look at this. It is coming up with the form. It then fall into an issue and I get to work like this. Let's see. How great. There is no way in hell I can find it. No way in hell. But anyway, let's come to the problem. I can simply copy the problem. Right? It says version 2 ultra optimized version under filter characters. I'll go to that. And I'm going to create a new one. Come to configure direction and just paste it. But you see, I told you there will be a problem. The problem is GPT instructions cannot be logged and then be logged back. So when I just copy it, come back to it, and I'm going to fix error. And I'm going to just copy and paste it. And then GPT instructions cannot be logged back. When we ask it to keep it under, it came up with around 50 problems like this. So now it is compressing, moving them, removing the parts that are actually under the makes it slightly out of the actual time. As well as this, you guys again, the bucket of so what am I doing? Whenever there's an error, so this is how I know what's something wrong. Whenever there's an error, I don't break my head on that, oh my god, what happened? What did I do right now? I just copy it and paste it in the same because I'm and let AI. So here comes the whole process. Here we go. I can just copy this because it compress the process. Right? And there you go. Looks like it works absolutely fine. Right. Now I will pick it up here and I can start the topic. What topic? Let's say AI generative with the AI. Now I will go and not just give a topic, I can also say something like if it makes sure a bunch of articles on about this topic where very popular figures in AI have spoken about AI and how it is going to have to do as one of the figures to get the AI and all those anecdotal so because all of this AI is not have access to the internet, I can just say it's about AI. I need the topic, I will not send it. This is what I try to do. I come to read about the topic. Now, that's all I said. I said pull up the new topic and tell me what is now. Now you can see this. I need to read the topic from where from here to the I'll compress that into the video. It is reading out a bunch of articles. It is searching the internet. Reading the internet for like tens of different articles out there. And then once it reads everything, it will then convert that into a second course so that it is always if you don't want to say something now, you just ask me about it. And that is why I just said, go and read about it. So that is what it is doing right now. There's a lot of now it is continuing with me. It is continuing to be controller. It is working as a super agent. Okay? It is reading up more articles. And it's finding more information. Once it has done everything. It will start like now, as it's doing its job here, as it's doing its job here, the same tool that we built earlier. I also told you I will teach you how to do the same thing for you. Right? Okay. Looks like it's all for one. And look at this. AI specialist is matter, but AI generalist and AI orchestrator. That's the real career shift nobody wants to say out loud. With the Guys, from a scale of 1 to 10, how is the session going on so far today? From a scale of 1 to 10, how is the second session going so far? Are you guys having fun? Are you guys learning a bunch of pieces? Awesome. Looks like most of the people are having fun. I totally understand. Few people might not like it so much, but that's okay. We're doing our best. I really hope you will learn more. Okay? With that being said, we build our pieces for the bit of communication. Then we build an agent which can write needed content exactly like this guy and in a way that lets you use it. Now, I want that is for the second example. I know a lot of people have questions that don't have a lot of questions based on the session that has happened so far or yesterday and or the first half of the day. You will have a lot of questions. You will have a lot of doubts. There's no way. Now, I'm like, if I have to answer questions from 10,000 people on the call, and there are 10,000 people on the call, you have 10 questions each. That's 1 lakh questions. There is no way in hell I can answer all these questions. So we are like, how about we build an app? The app can basically solve all your problems, answer all your questions. And when we thought that we will build that app, I was like, how about I teach you how I do that? How many of you guys want to learn how I build an app right now? Which is going to be called as an outsourced AI method, where you can ask any question that you have about the session that has already happened in this hour, and answer that yes. Probably in the chat if you want, build it right in front of you guys. Right? Yes. Let us do that. Let us do that. So, the first thing, the question that might come to your head is, how will AI know what we are doing? Well, you know what? We basically were recording this video for 1 week. And that 1 week was that we wanted the transcript of this video. Everything that was spoken in this session is now captured in this document. How did we get that? This is 100 of transcript of everything that was spoken in today's first half of the session. The way we got it is that once we got the level, we just video extra. And there's a thing called an amplifier, which is a video extra. I just upload the video now, and this video is a PDF like this. Everything that was spoken in this. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to give this file to AI, and I'm going to be like, every time the question that we can ask, find the answer in this document and reply this. That is how I'm going to give this to AI. First, let's write the prompt and then let's do the writing. Let's do Jedi just reverse speak. Right? And let us right? Say, you are an expert prompt engineer who has written a bunch of prompts for Jedi. Your job is to come up with an extensive form for output AI. The job of output AI is to answer questions from our work. You see, we live from now and offline work, online, and there are a lot of questions. There's no way that you can answer all the questions. So I want you to write an extensive prompt which is for the output AI. This job is to answer any question on the job that was asked. Now, every time when someone asks you a question, your job is to find the answer to the question from the transcript and then attach it. I'm going to attach the transcript of the right question. So every time when someone asks you a question, go into the transcript, find the answer, understand the context of it, and respond back to the learner, right? Best thing in the world by giving the answer. And for whatever reason, if the learner is asking a question that was not part of the question, then you can just tell them that you will not help them because you will probably not cover the question, and you can recommend them to write us an email to how to proceed. This is the norm that I want to write. If you understand. So I just ask the question. I always ask give me the output in a code editor or a code block. So what I'm going to remove this one. I'm going to remove this line. And I'm just going to set the code. This is what I told what I want. I want this one. And I gave the format. Now I'm going to rewrite the code block. Look at it. It came up with the prompt right now. Okay? You see, it came up with the prompt in the format. But look at this word is in code. Where are the two stars? Suppose two stars, but it's not there. It just added the language, but it could not add the whole one. So when it added the two stars, generate automatically goes in. When I copy this, I will not get those matches. And this is exactly why I say give me the output in a code editor or code block so that the markup formatting and when I add a line, say give me the output in a code block or code editor or because now I have those stars and everything became helpful. Now the hashtags and the stars are so if you want those hashtags and stars and the golden thing here, it's automatically put it. But I want all of that to be here for the output. And you see those box and you see that line. The code will be done. So remember, AI is something like where is the hashtag and stars? Just say the output. So, okay. Understood? Now let's talk about this. And now, remember this file that we have? We have to attach this. Okay? And the result is something called as knowledge, right? File that I just started. The file is now attached. So every time you guys have to press, AI is going to get back. Yes, okay. But yes, so what is that process of how elements function and like that? Can you ask me to chat on that? The method talks about 5 steps on how AI, LLM kind of stuff works. Can you explain what those 5 steps are? I just think about what it is. In that, question is a great question. We have to get to understand. Now let's talk about program and object control. Step 1 vocabulary, step 2 step 3 step 4 and step 5 response. And also then, would you like to explain magic or formula to get even better results from the above 5 steps? Exactly like step 2. But yeah, I'm actually
But as you can see, if you search for 9 entire and give you this extensive document about how the building diagram is primarily present in floor and other styles. Markets, what is the competitive landscape looking like? What are the current offerings that helps you as and what are the features that need you in integrating the broadcaster in the database. It also regulates and gives you detailed facts and recommendations in terms of how to go about launch charters. Now, parallelly to this, I ran the same prompt on complexity as well using the integral model inside of complexity that we learned about today on. And complexity with all the analysis, all the research, and give you this detailed summary as well. Then what I did, I came back to ChatGPT and I gave all of the research from some complexity to ChatGPT and I asked it to break this down into 12 to 15 slides so that I could take care of the design process. And what ChatGPT then ended up doing about the research findings that I ended up doing here, I said once it came to the entire slides, entire content for the slide, I slightly adapted it. I said do it better and use example one, and it went ahead and gave me the context for every slide. Did you all understand the workflow that I follow both from research to content for my slides? If you have answered, you have understood the entire workflow both from research rather, and a lot more of that in content for our slides. Then you will see the title slide of the dynamic management. Because of the default AI functions that impact the data, what is the opportunity, the core insight, why outstate heritage, where to start on one market, what clusters, Brazil and Japan, Japan, market reality, what action to implement, that Japan, and all of that is something that strategy will be able to provide. And now I'm going to go ahead and convert all of this into slides and just a few. What I'm going to do is I will just go ahead and copy this entire response from ChatGPT and I come to this